We are still considering the new format for Ask Hytale, is what Budacat, who runs Ask Hytale and is a community manager for the game, had to say after a recent Ask Hytale post regarding post-launch updates and long-term Hytale worlds. Now, I must have missed when they announced that they were changing the format, or maybe I had just forgotten, but this was news to me, so let's dive into the possibilities for this new format. The old format was always a disappointment. I have started about 3 different video scripts to express this disappointment, none of which were ever recorded for various personal reasons. But long story short, they are lacking in information, infrequent and inconsistent, and aren't providing meaningful interaction with the developers. All things that Ask Hytale should have. Ask Hytale was originally pitched as a series where the Hytale community could ask about features that they were curious about, and the individual members of the Hytale team would give their answers. I thought that this was very obviously going to be pretty much identical to Ask Mojang, a video series where Mojang, the developers of Minecraft, would have a couple of their devs answer tweets on video, which amusingly died right after Mojang used it to announce that fireflies were cut from the wild update. So now that they are switching the format, why not use this video format that would be great for the community interacting with the dev team in a way that feels better than the text format we had before? The major problem Hypixel has is that many of their employees likely don't want to show their faces. There was an interview on the Hytale podcast, I believe with John Hendricks, where he said that even he has never seen many of his employees' faces. So, there may be too low a number of willing candidates for a video format of Ask Hytale. Furthermore, some of the best Ask Mojang videos were the ones where all the presenters were in a room together, which allowed for some shenanigans to occur.
It can pick up any item that's dropped. Oops!
These shenanigans would be less possible because Hypixel Studios has a largely remote staff. That being said, Hypixel is not a fully remote team, with their head office in Northern Ireland having what I assume is a fairly large daytime staff. Taking away an hour of their time once a month or so wouldn't be too much to ask for those employees, so a video format is still on the table. To be honest, I'm not sure why the format is still in consideration at all. Maybe since Buddha is a remote employee, it would be too difficult to organize in-person recordings at their office? To be honest though, I have no idea what else they could be considering as a possibility. There aren't any amazing short-form concept capsules past text and video that I can think of, and text has been done and failed its task miserably. That leaves only video. While there are multiple options for video, the only one that wouldn't need game footage to accompany it would be the Ask Mojang format, at least as far as I can think of. With all that being said, I don't really care what the format ends up being. That is because, even though the current one is a little bit underwhelming, the main issues that I have with Ask Hytale are unrelated to the format itself. The first is the frequency, where we typically get 2 posts in rapid succession, almost within a week of each other, sometimes even within a day, and then there will be nothing from Ask Hytale for a solid few months, maybe more. During the editing, I realized that Ask Hytale actually had a really strong stretch of posting from the January of the year it was announced to around July. However, that does not change the fact that many of the posts happened within 1 or 2 days of each other, or at most like 5 days of each other, and then you'd have to wait a whole month or 2 weeks or whatever, and you had no way of knowing how long you would be waiting to get the next Ask Hytale post. And then the second problem I have is the information, where there are like maybe 1 or 2 posts in the entire history of the series that have given us new, concrete, and relevant information. The fixes to these qualms are fortunately super easy, with the first just being, make it occur monthly or every other month so that Hytale fans can wait for a certain day that they know that they'll get some news, which would be a really nice break from the guesswork of, oh, when's there going to be a blog? Is there going to be any tweets that are going to tell us information about the game? I don't know. The second is a little bit harder to tackle, because based on the recent news cycles from Hypixel, they don't really want to show us anything about Hytale. A good workaround would be to answer questions that will get the smaller community excited without attracting the attention of a broader audience, which I believe is the driving motivator for why they aren't showing us much of Hytale anymore. Specifically, questions about factions, regions, minigames, and other very Hytale specific features would work very well, because your average Minecraft player won't care about Scarix, Blue Goo, or the biomes in the Boreal Frontier. That's where we're at in terms of Ask Hytale. I am curious what ideas the team could be evaluating, because I genuinely cannot think of anything other than video interviews. If you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them, and until next time, stay happy.